All right, so let's continue to work on this. And over here, we'll learn very interesting thing that how Riverpod actually helps us to catch error, especially when you use async notifier provider. Okay, well, so let's cover the background before that. So here we have this course list, and it loads data from our server. This is an API call, and then over here, eventually, once we load the data, we return result of data, and result of data is list course item. So inside this, actually, we are returning list of course item. Of course, course item is a model or entity. All right. Okay, so that's what we have seen so far. Okay, so now over here in our home page, one of the widget that we built is course item grid. Well, it's not much. It's just returning a grid builder, because over here we are returning a list of items, list of courses, so a lot of images and photos, and we want to show them over here, right? So that's what we want to do. And at the same time, we also passed the ref object inside this widget so that we can grab it and access this home course list provider. Now, this home course list provider is the provider that is generated over here, and this is async notifier provider. Anyway, so now this is, we go ahead and read the provider, we get the provider, and then we have this data. Now, this one contains information inside. What information? The information that we have over here, right? Now, we have seen that over here, our endpoint actually working fine on Postman, and it's returning data. And the data is this one, and over here also JSON information, which contains actually a list of JSONs, right? So this is what we also want to show it in our front end. Now, this is what this course state is going to hold all this information, the one that we have seen over here. Okay, now how to get the data? Well, actually, rather than how to get the data, I should ask the question how to show the data. Now, since this contains data and this comes with the helper function, now I'm going to cut this. And since this is async notifier provider, it gives you to handle data step by step. And how do you access that? Here, course state.when function actually. Now over here inside this data, for this data property, it will inject the available data that comes. So here, this one actually would contain whatever the data is available. And after that, you can return your data like this, or actually return a widget. So the widget we are just going to return, which is our grid view builder. Now over here, inside this, we can grab error, and you can also trace them back. You can call stack trace. You can name it anything, it doesn't matter, and it's very convenient actually. And then for now over here we could say error. All right, if you want, you can wrap it around the widget. Let me see if we can center widget, right? And the loading itself, we could do the same over here. So first we're gonna return a center widget, and then over here child, and then text. Over here we can say loading. All right, so with this the error should be gone. And now let's go ahead and reformat our code. So this is what we have. So course state will load our data. I mean, it would hold our data. When the data is available, it would be given to this one. And then over here, this would actually have a callback widget function. So this is what is happening here. So this widget is being returned. And then over here, we can show the errors. And if you're loading, we can also do the same thing. All right, now remember earlier we have seen that our Postman actually works. So if we call the data the same API, we call it from Postman, it works. So now let's go ahead and see. All right, so what are we supposed to see? Let's go ahead and run it. All right, so over here it did say that error. Let's go ahead and try it one more time. First, we might say it's loading and then error. So looks like we have error accessing the data from our app. Even the Postman gives us the correct data. Now this gives us an initial hint that, okay, we are getting the data from backend, but actually something is wrong somewhere. Where it could go wrong? It could go wrong actually over here inside this course list, wherever you are calling it from JSON, and somewhere here most probably matching data, because it didn't say that it couldn't get the data. It can get the data, but after getting the data, over here we are throwing error. Now first thing is about Riverpod. Riverpod is actually helping us to avoid errors and crash. So that's why it gave us a few convenient properties. One is error and loading. So for loading, of course, it tries to load the data, and when loading is done, it tries to display. But if for some reason it can't display, so if it can't display the data or something is wrong with the data, of course data processing, then it shows error, and that's what it tells us. But here actually we don't know what error is this. Now we can remove this one and do error to string. Now this is very convenient because Riverpod gives us this error property, which takes a callback function which gets auto triggered when if there is an error. Now we hope that this will contain error if we have. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run it and we'll see how it goes. But of course nothing is over here, but here it says that int type is not subtype of string. So here it's saying that, hey, something is wrong in your app. It's just a type mismatching, and this is something I told you before, that most probably we might have issues over here, but this still doesn't give us enough data to go ahead and know where it is. We know kind of error, but it's one step further, but we need to know more. In that case, actually, once again, this is where Riverpod shines in terms of processing and handling error. So here, instead of this error, we can use this stack trace. So let's go ahead and copy that and put it here. Whatever is there, actually, we can trace them, and this is awesome. But of course, this is just for debugging purpose. In real life, you wouldn't show the error here, right? So you'd process it on your own. And how would you process that? Well, this is the error, right? So that's the first thing. And I was saying that how would you process it? In general, you could also do it like this. You can have this curly brace instead of having arrow function, and then here you return this one, okay, and it would still work. And this time, instead of having this one on the screen, you can just say error loading or whatever. Okay, error loading data, error loading data. Now we can, let's put a const over here, and then actually over here we can print the error itself. So here you can stack trace to string. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go ahead and try and we'll see how it goes. So here error loading data, and here we see the exact error. Now since we are able to print the exact error, and which is beautiful, and this is being possible because of Riverpod, the way async notifier provider works. So it's saying that over here we have errors, so it's pointing out. And earlier we have seen that it was also saying that the type mismatching error. Now if you want, you can exactly print the what type of error. It's telling you the path of the error, I mean tracing back where the error started, and it ends over here, which is definitely pointing over here, but we don't know what kind of error is it, right? So over here you can also print here, say error dot string. Now let's go ahead and run it. And here first it says that, okay, it's a type mismatching, and if you want to know where it is coming from, go over here. Now we can trace it from our home controller to API course to course entities, as well as over here and then here. So here it's saying that the price is not matching the type. and it is telling you what's the problem, exact problem. It says that, okay, well, you are giving me int, but I want string. So here it is string, right? You see the price is string. So it's telling you, look, I want string, but you are giving me int. So over here we are assigning int to a string. So that's the problem. So one thing we could do here, we could do cast to string object. Okay, so it would convert it to string, and then the error should be gone. Beautiful. Well, at least we don't have any error. That means that our widget over here, it's working. And how we know that? Even though nothing is printed there, but in fact over here we could do it like this. Say now we have data over here, right? So data, we could do length. Whatever the data is there, get the length of that. Now just now it was hard-coded item 6, right? We had 6 items, but now we have very dynamic data. So because the length is 2, we just see 2 of them. And how we confirm it also from Postman, because you see inside Postman over here for the data section we only have 2 JSON sections, or JSON data is being returned. So our total item is a 2. Beautiful. So this is a wonderful place, and this is also the contribution from Riverpod that how it helps you to track error, trace error if you are going to work with asynchronous operation or network error, network data handling. So next time when you deal with Riverpod and get data from network, definitely you should make your provider async notifier provider, which means that you load data using future and future or, then return the data, and on your UI you need to grab the provider, and on that provider you should call when function, and after calling when, inside this you will have 3 properties: data, error, and loading, and you can use each of them to trace back and show error or display error and display data on the UI. Anyway, so our next section should be showing the image data over here that's coming from network.